Hello,
Good luck and have fun.
welcome to another YouTube tutorial video. Sorry that it's been such a long time since I posted. I've been really busy lately. My wife and I just had a baby. Now that things are calming down a bit, I'm hoping to get back into the swing of making more YouTube tutorial videos. So today's guide is a TvT Mine Drop build that I have been watching a lot of pro players do recently. Especially Mario, you may have seen some examples yourself. I'll even post some video links in the description
Additional supply depots
of pro players doing it. So this build starts off 16 racks, 16 gas, $17 gas. Let me get that production tab going. So it's very, very similar to the other double gas videos I've posted in the channel. If you've been watching them, if you've been practicing that build actually, you should find this build quite easy to get used to. I should mention that in TvT you can SCV scout, and on ladder, I really recommend that you do. Just because if something like proxy marauders coming your way, you want to know about it. Even with double gas, there may be things you might kind of struggle to fight. If not, just scout for proxies with the Reaper. Okay, so around 80 gas, pull 3 workers off of the gas and send one of them to go build a factory.
Your command center
The SCV that builds the depot, I like to rally him back into gas. So that way there's 2 out of 3 on both gas geysers. You're going to make up to 2 Reapers. Send one of the SCVs that builds, or sorry, send the first SCV that rallies out of the orbital to go and build your next command center. If you SCV scout, it's not going to come down right around 217. It'll come down like 3 or 4 seconds later. It's fine. Start up a Hellion and a reactor. I like to send the SCV that built the factory to also go build a depot. Just linking together tasks. And when you're at 15 out of 16 in the minerals, start rallying back into gas. Around 245 to 250, start up your starport. And as soon as that Hellion finishes, start up a mine. I also like to send the SCV that built the depot to go build a gas geyser, to build a refinery.
Add-on complete.
Okay, start up marine production. Then start up a tech lab. Start up a medevac.
We finished that add-on. Nice.
And as soon as you can afford it, get a cyclone. So make sure the cyclone comes after the medevac.
This better be good.
If you feel safe, you can go across the map with the 3x2 Hellion just for a bit of map vision. Versus double gas players, I wouldn't do it right away.
Command center got
Ready for dust off.
Start a tech lab.
SCV ready.
Alright. We're going to pause the video to discuss a few things here. So, you have the option of, if you feel safe, like as long as you know an attack isn't coming at you right away, you can send out 6 Marines and a Widow Mine to go attack the enemy's mineral line. You also can take the 3x2 Hellion and send it to the natural. So you do like a multi-prong attack where you drop the main and then the guys, the 2 Reaper 1 Hellion enter into the natural and try and get damage as well. You don't have to do that. You can keep the 2 Reaper 1 Hellion home. It just kind of depends on what you scout and what information you have and how aggressive you want to be. Okay, let's resume.
SCV ready. Optics online. Let's go kill something.
And from here, you're just going to make Marine Tank Raven.
SCV ready.
You should boost across the map once,
SCV ready.
maybe twice, depending on the map, I guess. I'm not really sure, actually,
SCV boy.
but definitely once. And then as you get close, just boost over, like, if there's a cyclone in the main, just boost over it.
SCV ready. SCV ready. We could use
Right around this time, get a third 2C,
go go.
kind of between, like, 450, 5 minutes. Depends on how many Marines you choose to build. If you notice, it comes down to, like, a little bit later than normal double gas builds. That's because we've been making so many Marines.
SCV ready. We could use some help here.
Make up to 2 Ravens. You can go 3
SCV ready.
if you choose to. That's just a personal preference. I like doing 2.
SCV ready.
Right around this time, you have the option. Let me pause again so I can describe. You have the option of going mech or bio with this build. If you've watched Uthermal's channel, he shows you this build going into mech. I figured most people will like to see this build going into bio, though, so that's why I chose to do the bio transition. Either way, you get either 2 factories or 2 barracks. If you get 2 factories, get your gas right after you get your 3rd command center. Get your 4th gas a little bit earlier. Anyways, continuing on.
SCV ready. Who wants some? SCV ready. Go, go, go. We could use some help here. SCV ready. Armed and ready.
When you can afford it, get your 2 E-bays, and then your 4th gas. Swap the barracks
SCV ready.
and the starport to start up stim and Viking production.
More shoebox depot thingies needed.
Fueled up, ready to go.
Additional supply depots are required.
So from here, you're not really making Marines until you get your reactors going on your barracks. You're just kind of powering up.
SCV ready.
Your command center upgrade is complete.
I like to use the energy from the 3rd command center as soon as its orbital finishes. I like to use that energy to scan and check the unit composition of my opponent. So, like, knowing if they're going mech or bio is what that scan will tell you.
We finished that add-on. Nice.
Armed and ready. SCV
You're going to need your gases relatively soon.
We're screwed. Fueled up, ready to go.
So from here, you're just continuing to make Vikings. You can make up to 6 Vikings and then go into medevacs. That's usually pretty standard. And then after you have about 4 medevacs or so, you can go back into Viking production. You want to, I'm kind of bad, I didn't do it this game, but you want to get map vision with your Marines
Unacceptable
at
build
least by the
location.
time you go to take your 3rd. You can send out, you have a lot of Marines with this build, so there's no reason why you can't send out at least like 3 Marines before you take your 3rd to get some basic map vision.
Finished learning.
And then you can, I highly recommend as well that you send your Viking Raven to patrol normal drop paths.
SCV ready.
Around 8 minutes, start up that 4th command center.
Ready to plunder. You want a piece of
The minerals have up and done. Upgrade complete.
SCV?
So if you scout mech or bio, if you scout mech, the difference
SCV
that you'll make as an adjustment is on your 4th and 5th racks, instead of getting reactors like I'm doing right now, you would want to make tech labs so you can make marauders.
You can't build on that.
Who wants some? Fueled up, ready.
The timing of the 2nd factory is kind of arbitrary. Basically, I like to time it to where after I start combat shields, or maybe a little bit after I've started combat shields, I'll start up the second factory. And that way, once the combat shields finish, the factory will also likely be finishing really soon, and you can add-on swap, or you can swap the factory onto that tech lab and have the barracks build a reactor, and that way you're making 10 Marines instead of just 9. It's a little bit more efficient.
The minerals have up and gone.
Ready to roll out.
So behind this whole time, we're just building up to our 2-2 timing. You'll get 2-2 as well as +1 vehicle weapons, and as long as you know where your opponent's army is, you can feel free to move across the map. You have a couple choices in terms of transition with this build. You can either add on 3 more barracks, so we're at 5-1. You can go up to 8-1, or you can add on more starports. That's the style we're seeing a lot of pro players go, especially Maru is really known for just really going heavy into that air transition, so a lot of players have been following that. It's definitely the strongest transition, but also one of the harder transitions to control, because you have a big sky army of a Raven Viking. And you can even go up to 5 starport.
Your upgrade is done.
Ready to roll out.
If you notice that like something to pay attention to in
And
TvT
they're outta here.
is if your 2-2 is faster, so you can find that by like clicking the enemy units. So if your 2-2 is finished and you click their units and it still says 1-1, you definitely have a timing window that you can be pretty aggressive against them. Just something to pay attention to, but usually TvT is a long game and it's very positional. So I hope this guide helps, and if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please let me know. Also, please like and subscribe. And if you have a specific build order that you've seen a pro player do that you want me to cover, just let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Thanks, guys. Bye.